Hello. I have posted some things on YouTube before. I don't think those have been watched at all. I might even private them. I don't know. It just kind of depends on what I think. But I just kind of wanted to talk about something that I really like. And I have this on for that reason. Basically, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Unnus. I don't know if anyone, I don't know how many of you will have heard about this. If I put Unnus in the title, then probably only like Unnus fans or whatever. But there aren't going to be any clips of Unnus, by the way. I'm not very good with the editing, so I doubt there'll be much editing in here. But yeah, I hate this. Hello, Internet. Andy here. I just wanted to talk about a thing, and that thing is Annus. Yes, I actually bought some of the merch that just goes to show that I actually like the thing. This is actually literally the only YouTube merch that I own. So I don't know if what that says, if it says anything. And yes, it is hot as balls in this hoodie. But I'm gonna keep wearing it anyway because we're talking about Annus, and it's also just a really cool hoodie. Anyway, so basically this is just gonna be me being a little bit of a fanboy slash girl. And just kind of giving some of my thoughts about Annus. I'm not going to show any of the clips, so maybe that means I can keep it up at the end of the year. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not very good at the editing, so sorry, not sorry. But first things first, what is Annus for the uninitiated? So Annus is this channel that was created by Mark Fishbach of Markiplier fame and Ethan Nestor of Crank Gameplays. And they teamed up and they created a channel, Annus, that this is Latin for 1 year, which is fitting because they are basically uploading a video every day for the next year. And at the end of that year, they're going to kill the channel. They're going to completely delete it, delete all of the videos, delete the channel. Furthermore, they're also basically asking the fans to not upload the videos. More on that later. But basically the idea is to kind of confront death, right? It's to kind of confront death and to kind of accept the inevitability of death by, accepting this metaphorical death of this channel. And so basically every single video deals with death or this concept, in one way or another. Now, that sounds pretty somber or whatever. It sounds fairly serious. But here's the thing. Their very first video was cooking with sex toys. No, I'm not kidding. That was their first video. It was fantastic. The truth is, I knew of Markiplier, he was somewhere over there off in YouTube land, and I'd never heard of Crank Gameplays at all, and for whatever reason, the first video of Annus, which wasn't even really the first video per se, it was like a trailer, basically, and it was so serious, this black and white spiral. Mark was wearing, an all-white suit, and Ethan was wearing a black suit, and they were like, in 1 year, this channel will die. Memento mori. We'll see you it's so serious. And then the first episode, cooking with sex toys, and I was like, hook, line, and sinker. This channel has me. Subscribe. That was just it, and I've never turned back, never looked back. So it's honestly just a really great channel because so much of it is chaotic and weird and random. It's really kind of hard to say what else they do, based off that first episode. They cook with sex toys. What do they do even? It just basically depends. Sometimes it's as simple as they will do an online quiz about whether or not they'll go to heaven or hell. They'll make a custom casket, which they haven't finished that yet. Well, I cannot wait to see that. They'll make a custom casket. Or they'll do something that's not even related to death. Something I'm not gonna mention that yet. My mind went to the first thing. I cannot mention that yet. But yeah, like making bottle rockets, you know, just like weird, chaotic shit. I've saw a comment that was like, this reminds me of classic YouTube, and it really does, because it's just two guys doing random bullshit, and it's great. But what's really fascinating is, as I've mentioned before, every single video deals with death in some way, and that's true. Even when a video doesn't even mention death, because sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just do their silly thing, and that's it. But here's the thing. Every single video begins and ends with a ticking clock. And that ticking clock, it started with like 367, like 367 days, so many hours, so many minutes, so many seconds. Now we're down to 94 days. We're down to 94 days. I gotta admit, that clock is fucking with me now, because it's the first time we're so used to triple digit days, right? And we've just dipped below 100. We've got 3 months left of Annus. That's insane. And it's like, it's fucking with me a lot more than I thought it would, because it's like, you know it's coming. You've known it's coming this whole time. And it's an inherently silly channel. Like, who cares at the end of the day? But I don't know. It's just, it's fascinating. And this is jumping ahead just a bit. Don't mind that. That's just notification. This is jumping ahead just a bit. But they've started getting darker. And I love it. Like, ever since the 99th day, they I don't know if they're gonna keep doing this. I don't know if this is something that's gonna keep going or if it's gonna get more. I hope so, because they'll do their silly shit, like I don't even remember what the last few, like today for example, they did like a hydro dipping, right? And in the middle of the hydro dipping video, it like cuts to like this desaturated theatrical frame, widescreen, that's what it is, theatrical widescreen, desaturated, this no sound except for the sound of like blowing wind, and Mark and Ethan are just like so somber. It's like they know they're about to die, or the channel is about to die, and it's great. It's so cool. Like, it's getting darker, and I can't wait. I'm a bit of a macabre kind of person. I generally like dark and twisty things, but I also like silly, irreverent things too. So that's the reason why, for me, this is just the perfect. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. So yeah, that's Annus in a nutshell. It's silly, irreverent, just buck wild and chaotic, and it's getting darker. It really is. I think they're about, like they've been bringing up like, hey, this channel's about to die. Don't forget, this channel's about to die, and the ticking clock and everything. But it's starting to get real, and it's so cool. So yeah, I think. I don't know if I want to end it here, because this is basically, I don't want to edit at all because I'm terrible at editing, but I have so much more to say about Annus. This is barely scratching the surface. I actually have a lot of thoughts. I have so many more thoughts about Annus than like anyone should, but I do. I'm sorry. First of all, I actually do think that it is genuinely that interesting and that groundbreaking, but also I'm just a very like overly analytical person anyway. So you know what? I am gonna end it here. This will be part 1 of analyzing Annus. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check out. I mean, if you haven't checked out Annus yet, you have a lot of catching up to do. You literally have hundreds of videos to watch. But hey, you know, like, spend a day on it. It really is very cool. And if not, then Annus, memento mori. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.